Hey guys, and welcome back to another random clip in my very random life. It's your girl Supreme, and y'all boy. Chunk, your nephew. If you're new here, I got a couple of new subscribers last night, like 14 people. I have to look and see which video, because you know you can look and see which video people watch and then end up subscribing. Did y'all know that? So I went to go and check and see which video people were watching last night. They got me 14 new subscribers. Welcome. I am a very random person. My channel is very eclectic. I don't have a niche. This is for the new people. My oldies but goodies, y'all already know. I do whatever I want, however I want, whenever I want, and we just go with the flow over here. Yay! Now that I got that out the way. Welcome, new people. Please feel free to introduce yourselves to the family in the comments. Even though this channel will be shutting down shortly. It's not shut down yet. Okay. Yeah, so, two things. I went out last night. One of my coworkers got a promotion. We went out to celebrate him. And I was very disappointed because I really didn't want to go. I had plans to come home and do things, right? But I always feel like when people move up or get promoted, to shower them. You should shower them with love and congratulatory hugs and drinks and stuff like that. But my crew was like, we'll meet you there or whatever. And I was like, all right, cool. So I finished up my work. I put myself on a little bit of makeup. This is what I looked like yesterday. And not crazy. And I get to the place full of, all I'm going to say is law enforcement. Full of law enforcement, right? I don't know half these people there. I know a couple people, right? So the person who it was for found him, went and gave him a hug. Congratulations. And I was looking for my people. I saw one of my homegirls sitting in the corner. So I'll go make and it was mostly men. My mama always told me, if you're the only female there, that means you're not supposed to be there. You're supposed to leave. And this big old age of 44 years old, that immediately popped into my head. Like, it's too many men here. I'm about to go home. I saw my homegirl sitting in the corner with another young lady. I don't really know her that well, but I do know who she is. So I went to where they were. And I'm like, hey, what's up? I was like, I didn't know you were coming. And she was like, yeah, I'm only staying. Both of them was like, oh, we only staying for a couple of minutes or whatever. So I'm like, okay. But I was like, I'm so happy y'all here because my people are not here, and I will not be the only female sitting amongst these 40 freaking dudes. So I sat with them, but the place was like really crowded. It was like a Friday night. People are out. And so there wasn't really even any place for me to sit. So I like grabbed a chair and one of the waitresses was like, oh, these tables are reserved. Like if you're looking for like a booth, you got to sit over here. But if you sit at a booth, you got to order food and all this crap. So I was like, whatever. So I was like, I'll take a booth. And she's like, are you going to order food? I said, I heard what you said. I'll take a booth. But I wouldn't even responded like that. But the way she said it to me, like I was dumb. Like, I heard you. We'll take a booth. So we sat at the booth. It was the three of us. And the one that I didn't know, like she started to like chatting with me and we were talking. And then somebody saw me and wanted to come over and was like, oh, I saw you come in. I want to show you some love. So that happened. It's a lot of things going on in my life, you guys. And I thought that was sweet. And then the girl that I didn't really know, she was like, girl, I live in Queens. Like, I only came real quick. I'm about to leave. And I was like, oh, okay, well, good talking to you, whatever. She left. And then it was just me and my other homegirl who I've known for a really long time. But she was like waiting for a ride or something. And she was like, girl, I'm about to leave. And I was like, I just ordered some wings. Like, don't leave me here, the only female. Like, there were other females in the bar, but like our co-workers and stuff, I would have been the only female. And that's a no-no. So I was like, let me text my people and see how far away they are. Just stay with me until they get here. So she was like, all right. So I guess she texted her ride and was telling her boyfriend, and was telling him she's gonna be a little longer. I actually appreciated that because she could have been like, girl, I gotta go. But she stayed with me. And what happened? So I text one of my homegirls and she was like, girl, I'm in the parking lot. Ain't no spots. And I said, I know, hardly wasn't any spots. When I came, there's a garage across the street, just pull into the garage. And she said to me, just like this, I'm not doing all that. If I can't find a spot in this parking lot, so like, it's like a parking lot and then like all the restaurants, right? So then there's a street and then there's a lot. She did not want to park in a lot that was legit across the street. She said she had on like 4-inch stilettos. She wasn't walking from the garage to the restaurant. And I said, so you mean to tell me you're not coming in if you got to park in the garage? She said, that's exactly what I'm saying. And I said, God. Then she asking me who's there. And I'm just like, I don't know half these people here. Like, so she was like, Chris, nah. Like, I'm about to go home. She's like, I'm going to circle this block one more time, and then I'm going home. And I'm like, you dead ass? And she was like, I'm dead ass. I'm so sorry, but like, I'm not doing all that. And I was like, okay, well, have a good weekend. And so I guess she circled around the block. She was like, yeah, there's no spots. I'm out. And she don't live too far from where we were. So then I was like, you know what? Let me finish these wings. I had ordered a white sangria. And then I was like, I'm going to just go home. So I told the girl I was with, I was like, I'm going to just finish these wings and this drink and I'm going to go home. And then she was like, well, if you take me home, she don't live too far either. She was like, if you take me home, I'll just chill out with you. She was like, I was only leaving because my ride was leaving. So I was like, girl, I don't even really care because I don't know half these people in here anyway. Called my other homegirl who was supposed to come, had to tell her that our friend decided she wasn't coming in because there was no parking spots. So then she was like, well, ain't no parking spots. And I'm just like, yeah, if you don't want to come, you don't got to come. So she was like, are you there by yourself? I said, no. So she said, all right, well, then I ain't coming either. And I'm just, so first she asked me who was there. And then I told her who was there. And it was really nobody that we knew like that. So she was like, if you don't mind, I'm going to just go home. She also lives local. And I was like, no problem. Have a good weekend. So the girl I was with, she's like, she not coming either. I said, no. She asked me who was here. I told her wasn't really nobody here. And, you know, she's like, she going home. And sorry, you guys. So she was like, well, I'll order another seltzer. She doesn't drink. She's like, I'm going to order another seltzer. Let's chill out for a little bit. Let's see who else comes. And if you don't mind dropping me off, then, you know, we can leave whenever. And I said, no, I don't mind dropping you off. Plus, I was finishing my wings whether she stayed or not because I ordered wings. Then somebody bought me a drink, bought me another white sangria. The sangrias were good, but there was absolutely I didn't taste any real wine or anything like that. So anyway, we ended up staying probably like another hour or whatever. I ordered us another round of wings and we got calamari and we just chatted or whatever. And then I was like, you ready to go, girl? There was a couple people that came that we knew, and I'm glad we stayed to see those people. But I really could have just went home. It was one of those nights. And then I drove her home. She lived like 7 minutes away from where we were. Basically, that was that. So I will say I was a little ticked off that my friends was just like, there's no parking, so we not coming. Like, you just leaving me behind? I would never do that. Like, I would at least pop in or something like that. No. But I told them it was cool or whatever. People they all older than me. Like, I was like, they tired. They want to go home. They want to go lay down. Whatever. Hold on, y'all. I wanted to show y'all. I never saw this KevOnStage interview on the Breakfast Club. No. Did I log out? No. Gosh darn it. Shit. And now can I do history? I am here home doing laundry and all of that good stuff. Folding clothes. Chunky legit knocked my clothes off of okay, so search history. Do I have playback history? He knocked all my clothes off the couch, you guys. I'm just like, bro. I know this is like your couch now. Like, this has become his couch. But like, you just gonna knock my stuff on the floor? Like, my clean clothes? Sure did. He's napping. Cooper is in here too. He's over there on the stand. I gotta search for it, you guys. They kicked me out of the app. I don't know why. But let's search KevOnStage Breakfast Club. He had said something that I had been saying for years. Okay? And what that is, hold on, will I get copyrighted for this? I put KevOnStage interview. He got mad interviews, and I love that he is so loving and protective and sweet to his wife, and they've been together for so long. I really love that about him. Let me find it, and then I'm gonna let y'all see it real quick. All right, you guys, I think I found the part. Hold on one second. Hold on. All right, listen to what he's saying.
Out to not being able to tour. So I still got my family, I got employees and stuff. So I'm like, I need a way to generate this income because people are looking for me to pay their bills.
Right.
So switching to that, you know, keep your distance was also just, that's the Kevin Fredericks of it. That's the business mindset of like, we got to pivot. Mm-hmm. And also knowing that business is not going to last long term. Right. Some people can go outside again, they're going to go outside. You know what I'm saying? That nothing can compete with being able to go outside, have dinner, go to a show or whatever.
Did your internet life start like with you figuring out, okay, on the stage, I also should do internet? Did that begin during the all deaf digital time? Like, what was the first like internet breakthrough for you?
It was prior to even moving to LA. It was back in the day. I had a group called the Playmakers, me and my brother and my friend Ant, and we used to actually do physical plays. Like we were trying to be Tyler Perry, but I'm deaf. Monday through Thursday, I worked with Mode on Friday. Did stand up Friday in one city, another city Saturday, another city Sunday. Then flew back to LA on Monday morning. And went to work Monday through Thursday again for a whole year. Wow. Like I worked my job, and I tell people like, you don't have to rush to quit your job to do this. Like it should be so obvious that you can't keep up with both. I think a lot of people stunt their growth because they want content to be their job so bad. Yeah. And content is up and down. Mm-hmm. Like how much money you use up and down, brand deals is up and down. That 9 to 5 is your first real investment into yourself and into your company. It allows you to have health insurance, pay your bills, and allow your money from your business, content, comedy, whatever, to be excess money as opposed to bill money. Because then people get frustrated, it's not enough money, then you lose creativity because you're worried about survival. And as a human, you got to survive first. So if your stability is rocky, creativity can't flow if you can't think about, I'm hungry, where am I going to eat, where am I going to sleep? Like, so once that's taken care of, then you can flow creatively, in my opinion. And I was not afraid to work hard. So at Boeing, I would go to the break room and find a nondescript wall, make my video, walk all the way to my car on my lunch break, make a video, shoot it, edit it, post it, and then go back to my job. Never talked about none of my videos. I wasn't gonna make the same mistake I made at Key Bank. And I took that money and built my comedy career on the internet and stand up and work that regular job all at the same time.
I see that you're
There was one other thing he said in here that I had wanted to discuss. I actually had discussed it a long time ago on my Facebook page with some of like my friends that are like church kids or whatever. I'm actually a church kid, whether you believe it or not. I had to go to church up until I was 16. My parents, that was like the rule. You have to go to church until you're 16. And when I turned 16, I had the choice to decide whether or not I wanted to continue to go to church every Sunday. I worked Sunday school. Like, I was legit a church kid. But anyway, he just said something that I had discussed, because a lot of church kids, they be like, oh, cussing, no cussing, you can't cuss, you can't do this. But they use the N-word like crazy. And that used to always blow mine. Like, so you trying to tell people not to curse and you can't curse, but y'all saying jigga, 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 like candy. Like that's not considered a curse word. So they're talking about it on the Breakfast Club about using the N-word, and you're supposed to be like in the church and, you know, conduct yourself a certain way. Child, we can talk about stuff like that for days, because the logic of it all is just very like, yeah, hold on, I'm still looking for the part where I wanted to talk about